Hello and welcome to today's speed build. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining us, and if not, then welcome back. So today we are building in the world of Henford on Bagley, and we are building on the big 64 by 64 lot, and I'm super excited because we're doing a big massive farm, and I've not did a farm since the horse ranch expansion came out, which was like 3 months ago? I don't even know. I can't actually keep track of how long ago that was, but it's been a while since I've done a farm and I really wanted to do one, and I wanted to do it in Henford on Bagley because the last one I did was in Chestnut Ridge, so I really wanted to do one here. Now, I did have a hard time figuring out if I wanted this to be more English based or American based, so I am actually going to leave that up to you guys to kind of decide for yourself, because although it's built obviously in the English world and the house is kind of English looking, I feel like there's a lot of American aspects, like the stables part, it looks very American, like the fences I've used and things, and a lot of the interior I would say looks a little bit more American just because of, you know, the decoration pieces that we got of Horse Ranch. So I'm gonna let you figure out for yourself what you want this to be if you do want to download it. But anyway, I just wanted to say that oh my god, so I know that Horse Ranch came out ages ago, but I actually hadn't done any customization with horses as of yet. I just hadn't had a look into them, I hadn't played with them or anything, so I really wanted to have horses in the thumbnail of this video, so I decided to make some horses, and I actually spent quite a while making them. And oh my god, it was so much fun. Like, I customized these two horses and I made a black one with like a black mane and a black tail, and then I gave it a brown saddle, and I think it was called like Legendary or something. Something funny like that. And then I made another horse and it was like a white horse with a white mane, and I gave it like the pink saddle, and I loved them so much. I had so much fun customizing them and it was genuinely so fun. So this did make me able to, you know, experiment with the gameplay and actually see what the gameplay was like. Now, one thing is that the horses do seem to be a little bit glitchy, at least from, you know, me playing with them. I found that they do often glitch and they kind of end up places where they shouldn't be. However, they are also very amazing to watch. Like, the way they move is amazing, and I love that they can do so many things. Like, I love that when you mount them, sometimes they'll throw you off. I love that, you know, you can train them to jump over things like hurdles. I did play test this little barn that I end up like making into their wee beds, and they worked amazingly with this as well. They were able to just go in and go to sleep, and yeah, I really liked that. So I'd have to say that even though they might have some glitches, I think they're so cool. I think it is so amazing that we have horses in the game, and I do think it's kind of sad that they take up spaces in your family, because I get that they're part of the family, but it's just annoying, you know, because it does use up, like, I obviously wanted 2 horses, so it does use up like 2 slots. But I can see that they wanted it to be like cats and dogs, so I can understand why they've done that. But anyways, as you can see, I did finish doing the barn for them, and I feel kind of bad because one of them has like this little extension coming out that leads outside and then one doesn't, but there's loads of freedom for the horses anyway. As you can see, I've made them this big training area so they can go in there and jump over the hurdles. I have play tested this, of course, as I was playing with the horses. I tried everything out. They can jump over the hurdles absolutely fine, and they do tend to just kind of walk around the farm. So if you don't have them locked in anywhere, which I didn't like lock them in anywhere or anything, they will just kind of walk around the farm and do their own thing and, you know, end up where they want to end up. So that's how I did it, and it worked really nicely. Now, in terms of other aspects of the farm, there ends up being another little fenced in area just below the training station, and that is room for a cow. So I did put a little cow into mine. Now this build is on the gallery, by the way, if you do want to download it. I just thought I'd say that. I don't know. There'll probably be a cow, that's why I was saying this, but there'll probably be a cow in the like little barn thing, you know, that I put in the bottom corner, because I put a cow into mine, but I don't really know how it works, so, you know, we'll see. But yeah, if not, you can obviously put a cow in there. There also ends up being this big massive pond, and in here there ends up being swans and ducks and some fish. And then there also ends up being a little area up at the top, and that little area is for like crops and things, so your Sims are able to grow whatever they want to grow. So I end up having, you know, like big cabbage leaves and things like that, and I put in some crops that aren't fully grown yet. So yeah, it's a pretty nice farm. I feel like there's not too much going on, like there isn't any room for like goats and chickens and things. I mean, maybe you could make some room for them, but I didn't include them in this build, so I'm sorry about that. But I feel like the training station for the horses did take up a lot of room. Otherwise I would have obviously incorporated those into it. Now, I do just want to talk a little bit about the house and the family dynamic, because I'm super excited to talk about that. So as you can see, the little house is that little building in the middle, and I love the way it looks. It's this nice white colour. It's kind of a mixture of white and grey, and I love it so much. It came together so easily, and I just think it looks absolutely amazing. Now, I did get a photo from Pinterest that I based the house off of, so I will pop that on screen now unless I can't find it. Hopefully I can find it, but it was a really beautiful house, and it had like this little slope coming down, and that's why I ended up doing a little slope coming down from mine as well, kind of off of the chimney. And I thought it looked amazing, so yeah, I was really happy to be inspired by that, and I thought it would work perfect for a build like this. Now, in terms of family dynamic, I did think about this for a long time. I was pretty torn between what I wanted to do, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do like a family home and have it so it's like just one big family living there, and then I didn't know if I wanted to do like maybe it's like a grandparent's house and maybe the kids come and visit the grandparents. I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I ended up settling on it being a family farm, and I think the family isn't too big. I think that well, there ends up being 3 bedrooms, and this consists of a child's bedroom, a teenager / young adult's bedroom, and then also an adult's bedroom. So there's only 3 bedrooms, there's only room for around 4 Sims, so it's not a very big family at all. But I reckon they probably have family that they don't live with, like maybe grandparents, and the grandparents have maybe passed this on to them, and this used to be their farm, and then, you know, they've kind of taken it over, they've helped it to, you know, flourish. I don't mean like they just took it over, I mean like, you know, the grandparents, they didn't really want to be dealing with the farm anymore. They probably come and visit, and they come and see how it is, and, you know, they're super proud of how it is now. But I think that the family has sort of tried to keep it the same, not modernize it too much. Like, they've tried to keep all the aspects the same, but, you know, they're just kind of maintaining it. They're keeping it good, you know. I think that the horses are theirs, and they probably added in like the horses training ground. I think the barn was probably renovated. I think it probably used to be used for something else, or maybe it was a little bit run down, and then the families obviously came in and they have decided to renovate it for their horses and make it into some little bedrooms. Now, I do show the inside of the barn at the very end of the video. It's not too interesting on the inside. It is just like 2 little rooms with some space for your horses to sleep, but I really wanted that aspect because I think it's really nice to like have that area. Now, this was me adding this like little path thing. I don't know, I just wanted there to be something a little bit different going on here. So this little area of the path is surrounded by bushes, and I put a little like pathway of stones and things. And yeah, I don't know, it's a little bit random, but I thought it looked nice, and I don't know, it seemed like something that was kind of man-made, and something that I feel like the dad, you know, he's like very into farming, and he's very into like keeping the place running and keeping the place looking nice, and he probably wanted to like renovate some areas of it. So yeah, I just feel like the dad is very invested in it. Now I don't know if the grandparents are on the dad's side or the mum's. I was thinking the dad's, but you could have it however you wanted. I was thinking that there was probably a mum and a dad, and then of course like their 2 children. Now as I was saying, obviously one of the bedrooms is for a teenager / young adult. The reason this is because I had like a big backstory for this, so bear with. But pretty much they're a boy, and his room is upstairs. I believe 2 of the bedrooms are upstairs, the child's bedroom is downstairs. But his bedroom's upstairs, and he is actually in university, and he is studying, he's doing, what would I call it, content creation. That's what I think he's doing. So I think that he probably streams and he does content creation, and you know, I think he's still very invested in the farm. Like, he still helps out in everything and does a lot of things that need done along the farm, but I think his passion isn't to take over the farm. I think his passion is to be a content creator, and that's just what he wants to do, and I think his family is very, very supportive of that. And yeah, so I was thinking he's definitely in university, but I wasn't really too sure if like I wasn't too sure if it's young adults that go to university or teenagers. I feel like it's young adults because I've played with university before, and I'm sure I had to be a young adult, but you can let me know if that's wrong. You can let me know. But yeah, that's why I didn't want to say like he's one or the other, because I wasn't really sure. But he's in uni, and that's what he's doing, and he's studying that, and I think that he's going to become very successful with it. He'll probably move out eventually, but yeah, maybe it will be down to the child to take over the farm, and that gets into the child's backstory. So the child is a girl, and her bedroom is downstairs, and I made her a very, very bright kid's bedroom. Like, it's very kids-like. I feel like sometimes when I do kids' bedrooms, I'll make them a little bit older looking, you know, because a lot of the time I like to do kids coming into their teen years, but she's a kid, she's young, she's got a very childish room, and I love it. And I think that as she gets older, she will become very invested in the farm, and she won't necessarily take over, but I think she'll want to kind of carry on the legacy of having the farm, and you know, making her family proud. Obviously they'd be proud no matter what, but I think that she was probably most likely to do that. And yeah, kind of help with it. Now I feel like it would be really nice within the storyline if, like, for one of her birthdays as she gets older, maybe when she becomes a teenager, like maybe when she becomes the age of like 13, I think it would be really cute if she got like a horse like for her birthday. Like, I can imagine that she's been wanting a horse for so long. Like, obviously there's the 2 horses I was talking about, but I feel like she really wants one of her own, maybe like a younger one that she wants to grow up with, and you know, she's been training, she knows how to ride a horse, and I think it would be so cool if like on her birthday she got one. And her family, you know, they're just so happy to like share this gift with her, and you know, they're like, you know, do you want to come out and you want to see what she's like? And yeah, I don't know, I just think that would be so cool. I'm pretty sure within the Horse Ranch gameplay, you're able to take them to like these competitions. I'm sure that's the thing. There's something like that. You can go to this big like competition place, and they can compete. And I think that would be amazing, like if she went and did that. But yeah, I thought that was such a cute storyline, and that's just something I kind of came up with as I was building. I tend to do that when I'm building. I get really, really invested in the storylines. And sometimes it's a shame because I don't really have time to be like playing with my Sims all the time, so I don't get to do these really good storylines. So, you know, please let me know if you guys do any of them or if you like any of them. And And, you know, make sure to like tag me on Twitter and things and show me your Sims in my builds. And if you want to change anything about my builds, please do not worry. I won't be offended. But yeah, I have rambled on a lot about the family. Let's talk a little bit about the build. So as you can see, I'm just adding a lot of stuff to the pond, and we're moving on to the interior. Now, I realized that it took me like 15 minutes to get to the interior, and I was a little bit worried about that, but I did spend a lot of time on the outside. So yeah, I think I spent 15 minutes on the outside and then 15 minutes on the inside. But you know, at least it's balanced. Hopefully it wasn't too boring to watch me do all of the farm. But anyway, we are doing the inside of the house now. And on the bottom floor, we have the living room, the dining room, the kitchen, a bathroom, and also the kids' bedroom. So we're starting off with the living room real quick, and I love this living room so much. So I did start off with these kind of more classic black and white colours, the same with the walls. The walls are like white and grey, and then I quickly ended up changing this to more of a creamy wall colour, and then more of a, I'd say like a birch and spruce colour scheme. You'll kind of see when I get into more of the household, but I tried to keep these colours throughout the whole house just to keep it very the same. I feel like it wouldn't make sense if you went into one room and it was super modern and then you went into another room and it was like super old-fashioned. So I do try and keep themes throughout the whole house. But yeah, I love this little living room so much. So I believe that this couch and these armchairs are all from the Cottage Living expansion pack. And I know that the fireplace is from Horse Ranch. So I thought they mixed together so nicely. Now, I did use the curtains from the Modern Luxe kit, and this was something that I debated for a little while because I wasn't sure if it did look too modern, but I think it works really well, as well with the books from the Book Nook kit. Again, I wasn't sure. I was like, does this look a little bit too modern? But I think it does work because of all the furniture that we have and all of the light colours. I think it doesn't look too bad. I mean, you'll have to let me know your opinions, but I thought it looked really sweet, and I was loving this colour scheme because when I do the inside of houses, I often tend to go for the darker woods. And don't get me wrong, there does end up being darker wood tones throughout this whole house, but I usually end up doing like only dark wood tones, and I kind of stay away from whites and creams and things like that. So it felt really, really refreshing to go with this colour scheme, and I just really enjoyed it. Also, while I'm putting these pillows down, has anyone else found it very difficult to build without pillows? I feel like if I put like a chair down or a sofa down, it looks so plain, and I just have to add pillows, and then I add pillows and I go, wow, it looks amazing. But yeah, you might understand what I was coming from when I was saying like the inside of the house is a little bit more American looking. I feel like the Horse Ranch expansion just came with a lot of, you know, pieces that are very more American, because it is called Horse Ranch. It's the Wild West, so obviously it's American based, whereas Henford on Bagley or Henford on Badgley is very British based. So yeah, you can figure it out for yourself, you know, if you want it to be more set in America or England. I don't know if you guys like care about it too much when you're doing build. You'll have to let me know, like when you're playing with your Sims. I don't know what, because I know that some people, when they move their Sims into Sims, you know, I know that some people look at that as New York. So they'll be like, okay, my Sim is living in New York. So I wasn't sure if it was going to be like a big deal or not, which is why I just thought I would bring it up, just in case you guys were like, well, I don't really want them to be living there, or yeah. Anyway, I don't know. But anyway, we're doing the intro right now. The intro. the intro to the house, the entrance to the house, and I did put some little birthday cards, which it's a little bit random, okay, but I was thinking about the fact that the daughter is going to be getting a horse for her birthday, and I was also thinking, I never do birthday things within houses. Like, I never put down birthday cards or anything like that because I don't really think about birthdays. Like, if it's Christmas, I'll do Christmas cards. If it's autumn, I'll do Halloween cards. But I never really think, oh, birthdays are a thing. So, I don't know about anyone else, but when there's a birthday going on in my house, there'll be cards sent from family and we like hang them up in the living room. So I was thinking maybe they've received some cards and they've kind of put them up in the hallway, in the porch. But yeah, I don't know, it was just a little cute thing that I thought to add. But we are doing the kitchen right now, and as you can see, I've went for this very nice baby blue colour scheme. Now I absolutely love the counters from the cottage living pack. I love them so much. I think they're so sweet and obviously very, very cottagey. And I wanted to go with this baby blue and in some light colours like the whites and the creams. I just thought that looked so amazing. And I did also use the stove and the sink and the fridge from the cottage living expansion as well. And then I filled it up with a lot of clutter. I didn't actually put in so we got these like little tins and stuff from Cottage Living. I didn't actually put them in because I liked the little clutter pieces that I chose, and I wanted to keep one of the counters empty, obviously, so that your Sims can prepare food. So yeah, just in case you think that I've not used a lot of stuff, I was trying to clutter it up without it looking super messy, but also looking quite nice. Now, the little dining table I did try and match, so the chairs are this really nice baby blue as well. And this is me struggling to pick a lamp for just far too long. Does anyone else do that? Like, I think I do it with plants the most. I'll be looking for this one plant and I can't find it, and then I'll try a bunch of other plants and I'm like, no. But yeah, it's hard, it's hard being indecisive. Now I do end up decorating the hallway, by the way. I believe that's the room that I do next, but I skipped it out because I really wanted to do the kitchen. You might also have noticed that I've already did the bathroom. Now that's because I don't really show me doing bathrooms in my speed builds, because I see that my speed builds tend to be a lot longer as it is, just because obviously they're quite big builds, and I try and edit them down as much as possible. Like, I sit for ages editing them, cutting anything out, but sometimes they still end up being quite long, and I feel like when I add in bathrooms it just takes up a little bit too much time. So yeah, that's the reason that I don't really show me doing them. Hopefully that's okay. There will be screenshots at the end, of course, of the two bathrooms, the one downstairs and the one upstairs. But yeah, I just don't show me doing them because I feel like they're a little bit boring as well. Also, if I have two bathrooms in the one house, they both look the same usually. I normally won't make them look different because I like them to look the same, so yeah. But anyway, here's me doing the hallway, and I decided to do a nice little desk area. I love the idea of the Sims having a desk area just because it's a little space for them to do their work and, write things down and things like that. And I, of course, gave them a typewriter because whenever I do builds like these, I always have to give them a typewriter. Like, it just makes sense. Like, it doesn't make sense for them to have a normal computer. There is actually a normal computer upstairs, but it's in the teenager / young adult's bedroom, so yeah, they've got this really nice typewriter downstairs, and I think it looks super sweet. Now, I did end up putting a piano into this house as well, so your Sims can play around with that. And I did this thing, and I was so proud of it. Oh my god, right. So, you can see I'm putting this little lamp down. Now, you're going to see me take out this object. Now, this object is from the new pack that we got, Home Chef Hustle. And using the tool mod, I tilted it forward and I placed it sort of like on the piano. And then I used this swatch where it's like writing and then little like sticky pads. And I thought it was so nice. Like it looks like, you know, your sim is reading the music, the music paper. I thought that was so cool. And then I took these little pictures and I had them tilt against the piano as well, because I don't know, I just think it adds a little bit more realism and I liked how it looked. So you'll have to let me know what you think of that detail, if you would have noticed it otherwise. I don't know if you would have, but I thought it was really cool. So now this was me working out if I should have used different curtains in the living room, but I really like the modern looking ones, so I'm hoping you guys kind of agree with me there. And then in this little space, this is obviously the entrance to like the back area. I would say the back garden, but it's not really a back garden because they're on a farm. But you know, this little area back here, I did put this little shelving with some shoes and just some boxes and things like that. And yeah, it's very plainly decorated, but very sweet. Now, we're finally moving on to a bedroom. So this is, of course, the child's bedroom. And I did not waste a second with making it colourful. I just felt like, although it might seem a little bit, I don't know, a little bit out of place, I really wanted this bedroom to be super like bright and vibrant and childish, because as I was saying, whenever I do kids rooms, sometimes I try and make them look a little bit more mature, as if like they don't want to have a childish bedroom. But see, when I was a child, like see when I was young, I loved the bright colours. I loved having the pink in my room and the purple. I loved having it full of stuffed toys. I loved having like bright wallpaper. I was like that kid. Like I didn't want to grow up. I wanted to be like, I wanted to be a child. I was happy being a child, like, you know. And yeah, I just feel like a lot of the time nowadays maybe it's a bit more common for kids to want to grow up, but yeah, I think this child doesn't. She's quite content. Now, we are moving on to this bedroom, but in the little bedroom downstairs, I also added the little barn playhouse. I don't know if you've seen, but I done this little trick with the tool mod where I put the mirror, I think it's the mirror from Pastel Pop, maybe? That might be wrong. I don't know. Anyway, I got the mirror and using the tool mod, I like put it into the wardrobe. I thought that was really cool. Can let me know what you think of that. But anyway, this is the parents' bedroom and it's kind of awkward because it's like underneath the roof, so I wasn't able to change the wallpaper because obviously it would affect the outside. So I decided just to change the back wall and make that this kind of like brown brick, and then yeah, just decorated the little bedroom as I could. I think it looks so cozy, and obviously you can still see it, you can still see if your Sims are in there, so hopefully it's not a big deal that you can't really see it from a bird's eye view. But I love this bedroom so much. I feel like it's so cozy and it has so much in it, and they've got a little TV, and yeah, I don't know, I just thought it was so sweet. Now moving on to the young adult / teenager bedroom. This room is very simple. I went for this kind of blue colour scheme, and this one's a little bit different as well. A lot of the time I try and do teenagers' bedrooms looking like kind of the same when I do them. I like them to look very, I don't know how to explain it, like full of like footballs and things like that. But for this one, I was kind of trying to keep in mind that they're probably, although they're still young, they might be more of an adult than a teenager. So I was trying to keep things very neutral and very nice, and I did give them this little setup. I was thinking that this is like their little setup where they stream, and they only have one monitor. They're probably saving up, you know, they're uni students, so they're probably struggling with money at the moment, so you know, they're saving up for a really good PC. But yeah, the room is still very nice, and it still, I think, gives the charm that you know, it's like a younger person that lives here because it's a little bit messy, and you know, the style of the room is very young looking. But yeah, that is pretty much it for today's speed build. So please let me know what you guys think of this. If you want to download it, then feel free. There will be my gallery ID in the description. Let me know what you think, and if you did like this video, then please leave it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one.